Buenos días, clase. Hoy vamos a estudiar la sección 7.2 del libro de texto. This is looking at indefinite and negative words. So let's look at the PowerPoint. So what are indefinite words? Indefinite words refer to people and things that are not specific, for example, someone or something. Negative words deny the existence of people and things or contradict statements, for instance, no one or nothing. Spanish indefinite words have corresponding negative words which are opposing in meaning. Here are a list of indefinite and negative words. So on the indefinite side we have algo, alguien, algunos, algunas, algún, o, siempre, también. On the negative words we have nada, nadie, ninguno, ninguna, ningún, ni, nunca jamás, y tampoco. So you see that these go across, right? So algo, the opposite of algo, is nada. Alguien, the opposite of alguien is nadie, and etc. down the list, right? So either or, o, neither nor, ni. So there are two ways to form negative sentences in Spanish. You can place the negative word before the verb, or you can place no before the verb and the negative word after. So you can use either. So for instance, you can say nadie se levanta temprano, or you can say no se levanta nadie temprano. Right? So if you want to put this nadie after the verb, you have to start it with no. Here's another example. Ellos nunca gritan. So here you see the negated word before the verb. And then if you want to use it afterwards, ellos no gritan nunca. Alright? Here are a few examples. ¿Hay algún problema? Right? Is there some problem? Siempre haces esto. Always. So a few words on alguien. Because they refer to people, alguien and nadie are often used with a personal a. The personal a is also used before alguno, alguna, algunos, algunas, and ninguno when these words refer to people and they are the direct object of the verb. So that's a lot of wording. Let's look at a few examples. Here it says, Perdón, señor, busca usted a alguien. So that a alguien because it's a person. No, gracias, señorita, no busco a nadie. So we need that a there because it's, again, nadie is a person. No one, right? Tomás, ¿buscas a alguno de tus hermanos? So here we use a because alguno, it's one of your brothers, right? Or a brother of yours, so it's a person. No, mamá, no busco a ninguno. So referring back to brothers. So atención, before a masculine singular noun, alguno and ninguno are shortened to algún and ningún. And notice they have an accent mark over it. Here are a few examples. ¿Tienen ustedes algún amigo peruano? So here it would normally be alguno, but we drop the O, add the accent because it's amigo peruano, which is a singular masculine noun. No tenemos ningún amigo peruano. Right? So the same is the case for ningún. This would normally be ninguno, but because it's amigo peruano, we drop the O, add the accent mark. Let's look at these last couple slides. So in English, it is incorrect to use more than one negative word in a sentence, right? We don't do double negatives in English. In Spanish, however, sentences frequently contain two or more negative words. So compare these two examples. Nunca le escribo a nadie. Right? So that would be a no-no in English, right? I never write to anyone. Although people do say, in English, people would say, I never write to no one. Right? But technically that would be frowned upon. Not in Spanish. Nunca le escribo a nadie. No me preocupo nunca por nada. So here we see there's a bunch, right? So in English you say I don't ever worry about anything, right? But people again would say I don't never worry about nothing, right? So people do say it, but again it's not the formal, right? So it says here, as the preceding sentences show, once an English sentence contains one negative, no other negative words should, here it says may be used, but that's not always the case. Instead, indefinite or affirmative words are used. In Spanish, however, once a statement is negative, all other affirmative or indefinite words may be used, okay? Instead, or no other affirmative, excuse me, no other affirmative. Instead, all indefinite ideas must be expressed in the negative. So it's pretty straightforward in Spanish. If it's a negated thing, all the words are going to be negated. All right, lastly, we have the word sino. Okay, so pero is used to mean but. But the meaning of sino is but rather or on the contrary. So it's used when the first part of the sentence is negative and the second part contradicts it. So let's look at a few examples here. Los estudiantes no se acuestan temprano, sino tarde, right? But rather. Las toallas son caras, pero bonitas. The towels are expensive, but beautiful, right? This doesn't contradict anything. This is just adding more information. Maria no habla francés, sino español, right? So, but rather Spanish. So this is contradicting the first part. José es inteligente, pero no saca buenas notas. Right? So we would use pero because it's not contradicting the second or the first part. Okay, let's do an activity together. So as always, you will pause in between each one so you can take time. You pause the video so you can take the time to think about the answer. Let's look at the instructions. Completa las oraciones usando las palabras indefinidas y negativas. So here we have all of the words that we should use. Let's see, there's 10 sentences. Y a ver, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it looks like maybe there's one that we will not use. So keep that in mind. All right, so you want to just find the word that best fits according to the context. Let's look at número 1. ¿Sabe blank donde hay un buen restaurante? Pause. And we're back. The only word that would work here is alguien. Does anyone know, or does somebody know, right, where there's a good restaurant? Muy bien. Número 2. No, no hay blank por aquí. Pause. And we're back. And here we could say probably, well, there's a few things. You could say no hay nada por aquí. There's nothing around here. But I think we'd probably say ninguno. Ninguno. Referring back to the restaurant, right? So there isn't a single one around here. We'll see though as we get down on in the activity if that one holds. Número 3. ¿Quieres blank de comer? Pause. And we're back. The only one that would make sense here. ¿Quieres algo de comer? Algo. Do you want something to eat? Okay. 4. No gracias. No quiero blank. Pause. And we're back. So here we have to use nada. It's the only one that works. I don't want anything, right? So that tells us that up here, ninguno was the correct choice. Número 5. Y yo no quiero comer blank. Pause. And we're back. I'm going to say tampoco. Right? And I don't want to eat either. I also don't want to eat, right? Tampoco. Muy bien. We'll see if that holds as we get down the list. 6. El señor Sánchez blank es blank peruano blank boliviano. Pause. And we're back. Oh, I see. Now I see why there's 11. So this one's a little tricky. So just bear with me. So you would say, no, el señor Sánchez no es ni peruano ni boliviano. So that's why there's 11 up here, but only 10 here because we just used 3 here. You see? So this is saying he isn't Peruvian nor Bolivian. He's neither Peruvian nor Bolivian, right? So we have no and then ni. That one's a little tricky, but just keep that in mind. Carlos blank se levanta temprano porque nunca se acuesta después de las 10. Pause. And we're up. We're back. Let's say, go with siempre. Right? He always gets up early because he never goes to bed after 10. Siempre. Muy bien. 8. No hay blank estudiante que quiera escribir 5 trabajos en una semana. Pause. And we're back. Here we're going to say ningún. And we have to put that accent in there. No hay ningún estudiante. Remember, because this is a singular masculine noun. Ningún estudiante. There's not a single student. Ok, dos más. Número 9. A Lourdes le gusta el vino blanco y a mí blank. Pause. And we're back. Y a mí también. We gotta put the accent in there. Y a mí también. And me as well, as we would say in English. Ok, en el último, número 10. ¿No viste a blank de tus hermanas ayer? Careful here, it's hermanas, okay? Pause. And we're back. And we only have the one option, which would be ninguna, right? You didn't see a single one of your sisters here yesterday? Ninguna. Ok, muy bien, clase. Buen trabajo. Hasta luego.